Good morning, Math 8. I'm happy that you're here. Today we're going to talk about solving equations by graphing. Let's get started. All right, for your warm-up today, we're just going to start off with graphing two different lines on the same graph. So go ahead, take a moment, figure out what your slope is, what your y-intercept is, remind yourself how to graph, pause the video, and graph both of these. All right, so here we are. For that first equation, y equals 1/2 x minus 3, I did that one in red. Our slope is 1/2. Our y-intercept is -3. So when I graphed it, I started at -3 on the y-axis, drew my dot, and then I graphed my slope. So I rose up 1 and to the right 2 multiple times. For my blue equation, y equals -2/3 x plus 4, my slope is -2/3 and my y-intercept is 4. So on my y-axis, I put a dot at 4, and then I went down 2 and to the right 3. I went down because the slope is negative. If you are still struggling with graphing, make sure that you're talking to your teachers or that you're watching those graphing videos again to get those refreshers. All right. So now I want us to look at what we just graphed. I'll zoom out a little bit. What do you notice? What do you wonder about what's going on with these? And if I asked you to identify the solution, what would you tell me? Go ahead, pause the video and write those answers down. All right, our goal for today is I can solve systems of equations by graphing. Now, what is a system of equations? A system of equations just means that there are two or more equations on one graph, and we have to find the solution, and that's what we're going to do today. Our learner right and responsibility is that I can believe in my abilities to try. Today should be pretty simple. We're just graphing and then doing one extra step. So if you already understand graphing, you'll be golden. If you're still struggling with graphing, that's totally fine. It's been a while. Make sure that you're refreshing your memory. You're going back to those previous videos and you're asking your teachers when they offer the help. All right, so let's try this one out. So we're going to graph the system of equations and then we're going to identify the solution. Go ahead, pause the video and graph these two lines. All right, so if we look at our blue equation, y equals 3x minus 4, I actually wrote down what the slope and y-intercept was, so it was a little bit easier for me to graph it. So my slope is 3, but remember, in order to get the rise over run, we write it as a fraction. So we write it as 3 over 1. And then my y-intercept is at -4. So I went down to -4, started that there, and then I rose up 3 and to the right 1 multiple times until I had no more graph left. I know we originally told you guys you only needed 3 dots, but when it comes to systems, you want as many as you can get because you just never know where that system's going to be. For my green equation, y equals -3x plus 2, my slope here is -3 or -3 over 1, and my y-intercept is 2, so I graphed that one accordingly. So what do you think the solution is here? Have you figured it out? What if I told you that the solution was 1, -1? Are you able to figure it out now? Keep your thought in mind. Try it on the next problem. Oh, there it is. All right, so now I want you to try. I want you to graph both of these equations and then see if you can identify the solution all on your own. Go ahead, pause the video, and give it a try. All right, so here is our graph. And if you remember, we said it before that when we have that -x, we secretly and visibly have a -1 in there. So our slope for that is -1, our y-intercept is 6, and then for the red equation, our slope is 2/3, and our y-intercept is -4. The solution this time is 6, 0. Were you able to figure out how to find it? It's from right there. Can you figure it out now? I hope so. Here's our last problem for today. What is the solution to the system of equations here? Go ahead, pause the video, and try it out. All right, so here's what our graphs look like this time. What happened? Do they have a place where both of these lines are going to intersect each other? Are they ever going to cross? They're not. These are called parallel lines. And parallel lines are perfectly straight lines that are never going to cross each other. So if they never cross, we're never going to get a solution. So when this happens, we simply say that our solution is no solution. So our answer for this problem is no solution. All right, that's what we got today. So now, for our closure, I want you to define in your own words what a system is and what a solution is. Right? So on your paper, I want you to write down what is a system and what is a solution. And then that's all that I've got for you today. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I'll see you later. Love you, bye.